Good evening, Gills fans. Welcome back to Gills in the Blood TV. It is Thursday night, which means match preview, as I will look ahead to Saturday's fixture. Another long trek for the Gills as we make our way north for the second time this week to take on Accrington Stanley. But first, there is a small match review as well. Tuesday night, just gone, we travelled north yet again to take on Shrewsbury Town. Game ended up 1-1 after 90 minutes. A decent point on the road on the face of it, but again slightly frustrating in the fact that we took the lead and perhaps should have seen the game out better and taken all 3 points. Still winless on the road this season, but still only lost 2 from 7 games in the league away from the Priestfield. So doing a lot of things, doing a lot of things right, it seems, during these games, but small lapses and small moments are just costing us points here and there. And with a bit more luck and a bit better game management, I'd imagine we probably could have won at least a couple of these games on the road this season, but it's not to be. So yeah, the point and the draw took us to 15 points. But yeah, all in all, seems like it was a decent enough performance. Soaked up pressure. I believe that Shrewsbury had 60% of the ball to our 40, which is understandable. They're the home side. The impetus is on them to get on the front foot and try and break us down, and it seems we played on the counter-attack. Plenty of pace in that side Tuesday evening, the likes of Brandon Hanlon and Regan Charles Cook, etc, etc. But it was Thomas O'Connor who won the penalty for us. It looked like the ball was cleared from a set piece and he broke into the box and was pretty clearly body checked. It was a stonewaller if ever there was one, and Stuart O'Keefe, now our penalty taker, stepped up and confidently sent the keeper the wrong way, and we got in at the break 1-0 up, but we know we've been there before this season. And unfortunately for Stuart O'Keefe, it was his lapse in concentration second period that allowed them to equalise. And at the end, it looked like they could have probably pinched it more than us. But as I say, a decent point on the road. You always say if you can draw your away games and win the majority of your home games, you'll be all right. Now, we're not too far away, but obviously we do need to start turning some of these away draws into victories, because you won't win every single one of your home fixtures. Just a few more stats. We had 13 shots, 4 of which were on target. We had 7 corners. So it seems like we're getting into good areas. Again, the big issue for us is we weren't clinical enough when we were in front of goal. And if we did have a fox in the box type striker, which I don't think we have, and I'm not for 1 minute saying that the likes of Brandon Hanlon and Alex Jakubiak, Mick Allen Jolly or Mika Mandron are bad footballers, but that's not their bread and butter. And we said right at the beginning of the season we was going to have to spread the goals around. We wasn't going to have a 20 goal striker. You would hope that between the 4 of them they could maybe sort of get 8 to 10 each, and then we needed the midfield to chip in, which in fairness they are doing. But yeah, all in all, I think another performance that sums up our season so far. Promising moments, frustrating moments. But yeah, we move on to Saturday, like I say. Got home in the early hours of Wednesday morning. I believe Steve Evans said that the boys had Wednesday off, trained today. Press conference was done and we will travel up to Accrington Stanley tomorrow morning. So yeah, let's have a look more in depth ahead of Saturday's fixture. Accrington Stanley away at the weekend, as I've already said, fresh off the back of a thumping at the hands of Peterborough on Wednesday night. But it seems they had a goal harshly disallowed at 0-0, and then it seems the Posh went through the gears second period and their front 3 ran amok again. Front 4 even, I think Dembele played, Issa played, Maddison played, Tony played. High scorers in the league now, I think. High scorers in England. Best goal difference as well. Top of the league after Ipswich's shock second defeat and on the spin at home to Rotherham on the same evening. But yeah, in their last home game, Accrington Stanley beat Ipswich 2-0 last Sunday on the Sky TV, I think. So they're going to be buzzing on the back of that home performance, I would imagine. In terms of form in general, last 6, Gills have taken only 5 points from the last 15. 1 win, 2 draws and 3 defeats, so we need to start improving on that a little bit. In terms of Stanley, 2 draws, 2 wins, 2 defeats, so 8 points from the 18 available. At home, their record's exactly the same, 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats. And us on the road, 4 points from the last 18. That includes 4 draws and 2 defeats. But unbeaten in our last 2, Shrewsbury and Pompey. As I say, They beat Ipswich in front of the Sky cameras last weekend. A really good performance. No one saw that coming, I don't think. I'd imagine that would have been a coupon buster for plenty if you do like to have a bet. Yeah, and interestingly, looking through their fixtures and ours this season, in all competitions, I think either team has only played out one 0-0 draw, and that was us against Portsmouth a couple of weekends ago. So it looks like the game should include goals. In terms of them, Colby Bishop's their top scorer. He's got 6 in the league in 13 appearances, so he'll be one to keep an eye on, going along at roughly a goal every other game, which is a decent record at this level. More than our highest scorer, which is still Alex Jakubiak with 4, which all came in the first month or so of the season. One man I do want to talk about quickly though is another attacking player of theirs who unfortunately has not played all season, and that is this man coming up on your screen. Billy Key has been unavailable for all of the campaign so far, has not played a single minute, I don't think, due to ongoing mental health issues. So I just want to say quickly, all the best to Billy. I've been there, plenty have. It's not nice when you get yourself into that position where you don't know how you're going to get out of it. And I think it's great that more professional footballers and professional sports people do talk about this type of thing now. I think the stigma is being removed slightly in terms of men's mental health. And like I say, I'm not too proud to say that I've been through it a couple of times, and it's horrible. It eats you up from the inside out, and sometimes you think that there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm sure Billy's got good people around him. I'm sure the football club are rallying round. I'm sure his supporters are rallying round, and hopefully we'll see Billy Key back in an Accrington Stanley shirt sooner rather than later, and hopefully he can beat his demons and get himself back on the pitch, because he's a very good footballer at this level. He's played a massive part in Accrington Stanley's success story over the last few years under John Coleman, and it's not nice at all. And I don't know Billy from Adam, but as a bloke who suffered, it's something that years ago was perceived to make you soft, but I think, like I say, fortunately that's changed now. There's plenty, like I say, of professional footballers and sports stars in general that have come out in the press and in the public domain and have spoken about it, and I think that makes it easier for regular men to be able to feel they can talk about their problems. So if you are listening, Billy, all the best. I hope you're doing all right, and be good to see you back on a football pitch scoring goals again sooner rather than later, like I say. But yeah, back to the game Saturday. In terms of our team news, Steve Evans has confirmed that Matt Willock should be back in training on Monday, which would be a boost. We've only seen him for 45 minutes this season, and Barry Fuller is back in full training, so fingers crossed he'll be available for selection. So in terms of our team, I would make 4 changes from Tuesday. I think we need to freshen it up again. It was a long trip, a late arrival back home, and I think if we need to get fresh legs in there. So there's a couple of positions where I'm not sure. But for me, I'd go Jack Bonham in goal, Thomas O'Connor at left back, Conor Ogilvie and Max Amer as the centre backs. It's a toss up between Barry Fuller and Jack Tucker at right back. I don't think Jack's done anything wrong, so if he kept his place, no drama with that. But no side can have too many Barry Fullers available, I'd have to say that as well. I'd go 2 sitting as a midfield pivot. I'd have Alfie Jones alongside one of Mark Byrne or Stuart O'Keefe. Again, I'm not sure. It depends how Stuart O'Keefe is in terms of tiredness and fatigue. He's been playing very well recently, as is Mark Byrne, and he'll be available for selection after his ban, which saw him miss Tuesday night's game. I'd bring Ollie Lee back into the number 10 at the expense of Regan Charles Cook, and I would take out Mark Marshall for Mick Allen Jolly. So I'd have him from the right, Brandon Hanlon through the middle, and Alex Jakubiak from the left. Yeah, still trying to remain pretty positive. Like I say, aside from Oxford, we've been in every single league game this season. We've only lost that game by more than 1 goal. Yes, we know we probably need to start taking more of our chances. I think if we'd done that first half Tuesday, we win the game. If we'd done that last Saturday, we get a point minimum. If we'd done that against Ipswich, we could have nicked a point. If we'd seen out 2-goal leads against Tranmere and Blackpool, I've said it once, I've said it 100 times, but we can't change these things now. We just have to make sure that we improve and moving forward. But yeah, in terms of our general play, I think we've been pretty good for the majority. So in terms of a score prediction, I'm going to go for Accrington Stanley 1, Gillingham 2. Law of averages says we have to win away on the road eventually, and I'm hoping it's going to be this Saturday. So I'm going to say 2-1 to the Gills. We won up there 2-0 last season, opening day. Brandon Allen and Josh Parker on the score sheet. So I'm going to go for Brandon to get another one up there, and Alex Jakubiak to get back on the goal trail. Right, that is enough from me this evening. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Be back Monday, hopefully for a positive Monday review. I know Boz is booking tickets tomorrow morning, Friday, for our next away trip, which will be Wimbledon, end of November. So looking forward to that. Hopefully it'll be better than the last time I ventured over there in 2016 when we got beat and Bradley Dack got injured and Jet got injured and Rory Donnelly forgot his shirt and then got sent off and set up one of their goals, and then it rained all the way back to the car. Apart from that, it was a good day. So yeah, like I say, back Monday for a Monday review. And then look forward to getting back to the Priestfield next Saturday, which I think is Rotherham at home, an informed Rotherham. So it'd be nice if we can put in a positive display this weekend, get a positive result and set us up nicely for our next home fixture. As always, you know where I am, you know where Boz and Stocky are, you know where the podcast is, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all of the socials. And until next time, up the Gills.